Hi guys, Dale Malik here with Watch the Wear. Thank you for joining me today. It's Sunday, December 16th, 2018. So before we get started with today's video, at the end of the video, we're going to go through a few more features on the website. But anyway, today's video is going to be on my top 5 choices for vintage reverse Panda chronograph wrist watches. So without further ado, let's get rolling. Number 5. So my 5th pick is the Omega de Ville reference number 145.017. It has a stainless steel case measuring in at 35 millimeters and lug to lug comes in at 40 millimeters with a lug width of 19 millimeters. Now the watch dates back to the year 1968. It is operated by Omega's caliber 860 manual wound movement. This movement is actually the predecessor to Omega's caliber 861 that was used in the Speedmaster reference number 145.022. Now compared to caliber 861, it has 2 subdials as opposed to the Speedmaster straight, lacking the hour counter subdial. There's a 30-minute chronograph dial at the 3 o'clock position, and the other is a seconds counter with red numbers at the 9 o'clock position. Now this is a very rare watch, and according to Omega, there was only 10,000 actually produced. It does come in a variety of dial configurations from silver, blue, to the gray sunburst, which I believe qualifies as a reverse Panda dial. Number 4. Now my 4th pick is the Wakmann triple date reference number 71.1309.70. So just a brief history on the company Wakmann. As you know from a previous video, the Wakmann Watch Company was founded in New York in 1946. At that time, because of the increase in duties on imported Swiss watches, this opened up the doors for Wakmann to partner up with Breitling. And the rest is pretty much history. The Wakmann triple date reference number 711309.70 has a case size of 37 millimeters and is operated by the Valjoux 730 caliber manual movement. This movement is actually based on the infamous Valjoux 72 movement, the same movement used in vintage Rolex Daytonas. Now it features 3 sub chronograph dials, a 30-minute counter at the 3 o'clock position, a 12-hour counter at the 6 o'clock position, and a seconds counter at the 9 o'clock position. Number 3. Now my 3rd choice is the Heuer Carrera reference number 2447NST. Now the Heuer Carrera was spearheaded by Jack Heuer's leadership and introduced in the year 1963. The origins of the Carrera name dates back to the legendary car race through Mexico called the Carrera Panamericana. Like its competitors, the Rolex Daytona and the Omega Speedmaster, the Carrera's dial was made by the manufacturer Singer, and both the Daytona and Carrera movements were made by Valjoux. Now the Carrera that definitely speaks to me is reference number 2447NST. It has a stainless steel case measuring in at 35 millimeters and is operated by the Valjoux caliber 72 manual movement. It has the traditional 3 sub chronograph dials. At the 3 o'clock position, we have a 30-minute counter. At the 6 o'clock position, there's a 12-hour counter, and a seconds counter is at the 9 o'clock position. Now this model, in particular, also comes with a printed tachometer ring on the dial, dubbing it the model designation NST. Number 2. Now my 2nd choice is the Universal Genève Uni-Compax Big Eye reference number 884100/01. So Universal Genève was founded in the year 1894, originally as universal watch. Since its beginnings, Universal Genève manufactured complete watches with only in-house movements. The company is also well known for creating the first ever chronograph wristwatch in the year 1917. And Universal Genève is probably best known for the Polaroider. It was produced in the year 1954 and it came with the caliber 138 SS bumper movement. Subsequently, the movement was replaced with the caliber 215 mic rotor movement. The Uni-Compax Big Eye reference number 884100/01 has a stainless steel case measuring in at 36 millimeters. It is operated by the Valjoux 23 based Universal Genève movement. As you can see, it has a Big Eye chronograph subdial at the 3 o'clock position. It features red accent lines in the chronograph subdial as well as red crosshairs on the reverse Panda dial. The watch was first introduced in the year 1963 and unfortunately it was only manufactured for 2 years. Obviously, because of the limited production, it's a very difficult watch to find and thusly very expensive. Number 1. Now my first choice is the Breitling Navitimer reference number 806, which happens to be the watch that I am wearing today. So the birth date for the Breitling Navitimer was in the year 1952. The Navitimer was the evolution of the 1942 Breitling Chronomat that featured that typical slide roll bezel. Subsequently, in the year 1952, Breitling decided to improve the bezel in collaboration with the AOPA, Aircraft Owners and Pilot Association, and thusly the Navitimer was born. In the year 1962, astronaut Scott Carpenter wore his Navitimer on the Aurora 7 mission, and it was the first known watch to be worn by an American in space. And not to mention that the Navitimer was featured in the James Bond movie Thunderball, worn by Major Duvall. As you can see, the Navitimer simply evolved over time, keeping its same look and style. In my opinion, just like the Porsche 911. The Breitling Navitimer reference number 806 has a stainless steel case measuring in at 41 millimeters and lug to lug is 47 millimeters with a lug width of 22 millimeters. It is operated by the Venus 178 manual movement. It features 3 sub chronograph dials. At the 3 o'clock position, we have a 30-minute counter. At the 6 o'clock position is a 12-hour counter, and the seconds counter is at the 9 o'clock position. So now you know my top 5 choices for vintage reverse Panda chronograph wrist watches. Now there were 2 watches, unfortunately, that did not make the cut. And this is simply because I decided to limit it to 1 watch per brand. First is the Breitling Top Time reference number 810. And secondly is the Heuer Octavia reference number 2446C. Okay, let's take a few minutes and run through the new website so I can show you a couple more features. So when you log in, you'll be able to find a watch in a few different ways. You can go to newly listed. That'll take you to all the watches that are newly listed. Or for example, you can go to buy. There you'll get a drop-down menu that'll allow you to shop by top brands, shop all brands, shop by complication, shop all complications, shop by gender, and one that I really like, shop by case size, or shop by price range, and shop by all prices. So let's say, for example, you want to shop by case size 36 millimeters to 40 millimeters. Simply click on that. Then that'll bring you to all the watches that are obviously listed within that case size measurements. Now let's say you want to look at the details on this Rolex Explorer. Simply click on the listing. It'll take you to the page. Here you'll be able to place a bid. Right here you can make a best offer, and this changes all within here, so it's very intuitive. If you want to place a maximum bid, it is a secondary auction. You simply place your max bid there. Now this person in particular does not allow you to buy it now. So you either place a bid place a max bid, or make an offer. To place a max bid, like we said, click that, put your maximum amount in there, agree to it, now you're off and running. Now to manage all your buying activity, simply click the buying icon here. There you'll be able to see everything that you're in the middle of buying, either through bids or offers. So for example, you'll be able to place a bid here, place a max bid from this page. If it's available, you'll be able to buy it now, make an offer, or ask the seller a question. Simply click the link or the button, type in your message, and then send the message. It's that simple. Also, you'll be able to see the sales format, the bid status, the current price, your highest bid price. As you can see, we set a max bid at $4,500. The number of bids, number of offers, just opens up a window there. How many people are actually watching this listing, how many people viewed it, and who the seller is. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your comments below, and if you like this video, make sure and give me a thumbs up. Also, make sure and follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. And in closing, make sure that you will always have a watch to wear.